Happy New Year, everybody. Brad here again with another fragrance review. What better way to start the year off? Start it off right with a fragrance review. So today let's look at a flanker from the Acqua de Parma Colonia line. This one's called Quercia. And this is just a little sample. And inside the card it says this about Quercia. The sparkling citrus notes of Colonia supplemented by the deep enveloping notes of oakmoss absolute. Blend with notes of patchouli and accents of tonka bean. Eau de Cologne Concentré marks the birth of a new interpretation that stands out for its unique and refined personality. So this is a fragrance that was released back in 2016, classified as an amber spicy, and it had top notes of bergamot, lemon, petitgrain, and pink pepper, middle notes of geranium, cedar, and cardamom, and in the base oak moss, tonka bean, and patchouli. As you can kind of see from the note breakdown that this one kind of combines like a fresh summer fragrance with sort of a deep, rich, woody fragrance. And that's kind of what you get here. In fact, the name Quercia is Italian for oak, so you would expect a strong oak element, or in this case, I believe it's an oak moss. So this is another one of those fragrances that kind of takes like an old school style fragrance and tries to modernize it for today's world. We've seen this several times in the past. Bottega Veneta por Homme did it with like a leather, pine. Zaharoff Purim did it. I believe that one might be lavender, but in this one does it with oak moss. So you definitely do get some citrus in here, but it's also balanced out quite nicely with that rich, deep, woody tone. I don't get a lot of patchouli here, fortunately, because I don't really like patchouli, but I do get like that rich, woody oak moss and a little bit of that tonka bean in there as well to give it some sweetness. So I think this was a nice one, probably more suitable for people probably like 40 and up, like a gentleman type fragrance for men that like their old school powerhouses, but maybe want something a little bit more contemporary and modern for today's world. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Woody, deep, rich, but with that Colonia style in there as well to kind of balance it out. So you kind of get like a half and half kind of a mix there. So for me, smell 7 out of 10. I think it's a nice smell. I'm not sure if it's something that's full bottle worthy for me, but I think it is kind of nice. I think it'd be a good work scent, something that kind of give you like an old school vibe but not too dated smelling. Projection longevity, we'll say about 6 to 8 hours. Pretty nice projection there in longevity. I think 8 out of 10. I think because of that richness from the patchouli and the oak moss. Versatility, 7 out of 10. I think this one would probably be best for maybe spring and fall. It's kind of like a transitory fragrance because you do balance out the summery, spring, summer-like Colonia with the richer patchouli oak moss base. Uniqueness, I'll say 7.5 out of 10. It's not something that is too similar to a lot of other fragrances, especially in today's world where oak moss is kind of becoming sort of like a phased out element. Price point, I believe this one is probably discontinued because I'm having a hard time finding bottles online except for eBay. Maybe a discontinued bottle would run around 100, or a new bottle on eBay probably over 200. So keep that in mind before you consider this one. Overall, 7 out of 10 for me. Probably not as good, in my opinion, as Bottega Veneta por Homme because that one had notes that I think I prefer more, like the pine and the leather. But this one's actually decent. Something I wouldn't mind wearing from time to time, but I just don't think I'd buy a full bottle of it. So yeah, check it out if you're into oak moss, but looking for something contemporary, a little bit citrusy, modern. Acqua de Parma Colonia Quercia. Not to be confused with the other Quercia. I believe there's 2 different versions of this one. So make sure it says Colonia if you're interested in checking this one out. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.